if we are live on Facebook. I think we are yet to be live on Facebook. Let me see. Okay. I think we are live now on Facebook. So we are streaming on various platforms. You can join us on FM at 102.1 FM from your radio. If you are in Biafra land, if you are anywhere in Biafra land, just go to your radio and search for 102.1 FM. We are streaming live on satellite. We are also streaming live on various apps such as Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. These are very easy to download apps. Go to your app store and search for Radio Biafra. You'll be able to download it. Also search for IPOB Community Radio. You will be able to download it. Low data usage. You will be able to be part of this conversation anytime, because the radio is 24 hours a day. We are also streaming on our websites, ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. We are streaming on these websites, so you can download and listen to us from so many platforms. And then we are live on Facebook, so go to Facebook and you will be able to listen. You will be able to share. We are live on Sunrise on Radio Biafra. That is on Facebook. Sunrise on Radio Biafra. We are also live on Radio Biafra. Just Radio Biafra on Facebook. So you can be able to listen to it. And later on, this broadcast will be aired on other platforms such as Biafra TV and IPOB Rapture Media. So you can go to this Facebook and YouTube and several other, even Twitter, on Twitter. So you can be part of this conversation. And not only for you to listen. Conversation goes in two ways, right? Conversation goes in two ways. You speak and you also listen. So speaking for you might be sharing the information, making sure that others who are supposed to listen are given the opportunity to come across this program, to listen to this program. So I say thank you very much for joining us this morning, afternoon, and night, depending on where you are joining us from. Thank you for being part of this program today. And we know that the stand of IPOB is unshakable. Our stand is the same, which is the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. He is the leader of the Biafran people, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television. Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime. None at all. Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime. The Nigeria government must obey the ruling of its own courts that declared the abduction of Nnamdi Kanu illegal and a crime against humanity. Nigeria government must listen to their own court that has said that the continued incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu is a crime against humanity. So Nigeria government must release Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya on June 19, 2021. He was tortured for 8 days in Kenya and subsequently brought to Nigeria, where he has been in solitary confinement at the DSS facility in Abuja. On the 20th of July 2022, the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention declared that the extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu is a violation of international human rights conventions and called for his unconditional release. Now, different courts in Nigeria have already called for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu, and the United Nations and other international bodies have already called for the release of this innocent man, but Nigeria government have failed to release him. They have refused to heed to these pronouncements. They have continued to behave like they are deaf on these pronouncements. The Nigeria government has continued to ignore these rulings of their own, even their own courts, several of their own courts. Instead, Nigeria government have pursued every effort to inflict severe physical and psychological torture on the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, when I said something about they have continued to be deaf, it reminded me of this news where one lawyer was asking the Nigeria government, was saying actually that Tinubu is not deaf. Just like Buhari, they, when you speak, they tell you, oh, your president is deaf. Your president is deaf. Good morning. They told you that your president was deaf. What then did he come to do? To serve the... What then did he come to do? They will tell you that they told you that your president was deaf. And therefore, what did that mean? Even deaf people can communicate. Deaf people can pass message and still receive messages. They told you that Buhari was deaf, and therefore everything you are talking about towards your own progress, he is not listening. That is a very, very foolish excuse. Very, very foolish excuse that your president is deaf, therefore he has no responsibility to respond to you. This is not a funny issue. But this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. This is how things work in Nigeria. And this is why we say Nigeria cannot function. Nigeria is a crime against humanity. There is no advancement that can happen in Nigeria. No. It is not possible. None can happen in Nigeria. So we will be going on a short break. We will be listening to one of those that will be celebrating very soon. He passed on not so long ago. He was one of those who defended our land. And today we are alive. I'm talking about Colonel Achuzie. Let us listen to him as we begin this program this morning. Ndewo Chineke.
I bring to you a message of truth and freedom, for it is only the truth that can set us free from the bondages of war and of life, which we confuse as history. My name is Kanu, I am 18 years old. It is time to be good. I am too old to lie. I am not afraid to die. It is time to tell you why you have to try. I am the last of the original creators of January 15, 1966, with Major Chicken Macadamia Zero. I knew Zogo then. We went to school together. We trained together. We trained at Sandhurst Military Academy in UK. We lived together. Zogo was our first head of military intelligence and uncovered terrible plans to wreak havoc across the country. We organized a group of progressive military officers to carry out a coup on 15 January 1966 to stop a jihad and bring sanity to Nigeria, steeped in nepotism, corruption, and mass murders. The government of Mbanali controlled the area of northern Nigeria, the Mbanali, were using us in the army to repress the middle belt and western Nigeria. Houses and cars were burnt, thousands were killed. There were 9 of us that planned the January 15th revolution. Majors genocide, we began to disobey orders and swore to stop them. For instance, when the pre-Senate refused to release mass murderers caught with weapons and was court-martialed, he was replaced by Major Asa Katsina, a northern Muslim willing to act. I was in Abeokuta, but refused to replace Yorubas. Instead, I opened our barracks as a safe place for them to run to. They told many lies about the general attempts to justify the genocide. But it is those of us that planned the revolution that they should have killed. Now the 3 million innocent Biafrans that knew nothing. For years, I kept quiet, blaming myself and wondering whether at 27 I was still relevant. My actions led to the death of millions. Today, the same evil of 1966 is being unleashed. As I walk, my sense of guilt is balanced because we were not evil. We were trying to stop the people. Not able to stop Islamism. I have decided to speak out and warn the world of the impending disaster if we don't stop it. Each time we carry Muslims one of the religious mission to conquer the world, they will fail. But in the attempt, thousands and even millions will die. That happened to us in Biafra. At this point, let me differentiate between peaceful, law-abiding Muslims and radical Muslims who want to kill others, to force their religion on them. The problem is that wherever peaceful Muslims are, there are some radical Muslims amongst them. That is why they began the jihad in 1966. That is why we had to stop it. That is why they killed millions of our people. That is why we declared Biafra. Because we are a peaceful people, and oil and water can never mix. My story is a warning to Nigerians. For years, I was prevented from speaking the truth by exile, prison, harassment, poverty, struggles, and death threats held over many of the actors like Ejiki, Zeke, Awolowo, Ibian, and the January 15 rallies that survived. But as I want to do, many of the events that led to the revolution are happening again. Like Boko Haram, Fulani Militia, Nigerian Americans, Shiites, IPOD, and mass murders. Some people think we acted well in carrying out the January 15th revolution, but they were not the fully aware of the realities there. We were trained by the British to be patriotic, to give the ultimate sacrifice for Nigeria, and to stop anyone acting against the nation. Instead of our leaders using us to defend Nigeria, they were using us to suppress the citizens. We decided to arrest them for their atrocities because no one was there to act. Not Zeke, the president, who was powerless, not Ironsi, the head of state and the army, who was a conservative. There were many reasons why we had to act. One, to stop the killings in Lebanon and the Lebanon by NPC, the ruling party. 2. To stop the invasion of Mbanali on 17 January 1966. 3. To correct the massive rigging of the 1964 elections. 4. To free Awolowo from prison and make him the Prime Minister. 5. To stop the terrible corruption, nepotism, and legalism of the NPC, the ruling party. 5. To stop another donors crime. It was good that I tried to see the evil of the neighborhood, and we thought that it was enough to start doing. We could not foresee that they were not really that electric leaders. During every decided the Washington people for the people to do are fighting the discrimination slave models and hyper-members. With the benefit of hindsight, we can see other ways of doing such a thing. But for us in 1966, we just wanted to save the people from massacre. I wish to congratulate Nnamdi, Kanu, and IPO for the good work they are doing to free our people from Nigeria and radical Islamism. Many of our people do not understand how fast IPO is as an organization and the quality of the people that run it. On arrival in Israel, I started meeting high-quality professionals, and I was amazed. I don't know how IPO united power professionals abroad, power traders at home, and ordinary people from market women to even rich now, all under one IPO family, with worldwide radio and television. Every Igbo and Biafra should be proud of them. They are the strongest force we have today to achieve freedom in all Nigerians. No wonder they can take on the Nigerian government and win. However, it is money that makes things fail. I shall donate 10% of all the profits of my vehicle to IPO. It is my tithe. Tithing is God's tax to raise money for the government of the kingdom of God. Now, all the regularly do the same, so we can have the resources to achieve our objectives. On this day of 15th January 2019, the anniversary of our revolution, I want to hand over to Nnamdi and IPO the baton of the January 14 boys to you to complete the revolution we started. I am Ogene Obosi, the chief and elder of the Obosi people. I bring to you the blessings of the ancients. I fought for Biafra, I was wounded for Biafra, I shall die for Biafra.
Hello and welcome back to Radio Biafra. Yes, he said, I fought for Biafra, I was wounded for Biafra, and I will die for Biafra. And this is to remind you that we are in the month of May, the month of remembrance, the month we remember those who made sacrifices for us, those who died for us. Do you understand that in this month we not only remember the soldiers, we also remember even the children? These children that were sacrificed on the altar of enrichment by the Nigeria government, for them to be rich, for Britain to be rich, for them to drink and get drunk on the oil of Biafra. Millions and millions of people died to protect your life, to protect my life. This one is not the story of something that you have no evidence of. This is one that we all have evidence of. Therefore, this month is our month to honor those who came before us. And 30th is a seat at home in Biafra land. And outside Biafra land, we shall honor them with different activities. We shall honor them by gathering and informing the people around us. We have a process, a procedure. Anyway, outside of the country, we will do that. And in Biafra land, we will also honor them. I want to remind you about our agricultural revolution. Agricultural revolution. I saw a video where some of our brothers were talking about agricultural revolution, and I am happy that we are speaking about it from different corners of our land. Agricultural revolution is very, very important. Nigeria has proven to us times and times and times that they are not interested in our lives. They are not interested in keeping us alive. They are interested in us dying. They've done it before. They've blockaded us, made sure that we do not have food to eat, burnt our businesses. At Onitsha, they burnt down Head Bridge. Everything completely, bombed it, so that our people will starve, so that there will be no business happening. And they still survived. We are here today to complete the mission. So this agricultural revolution is for each and every one of us, for all of us. Also, be like Colonel Nwobosi. Be like him and pay your tithe. Give your tithe where it should be given. Pay your tithe so that these wonderful men and women of ESN that are protecting our land will protect us properly. Okwa ego ka eji alog. Ọ wụrụ ndị Owere ha sị onye na-ejighị ego ọ na-eri ofe Owere. Onye na-ejighị ego ọ na-eri ofe Owere. You know what freedom is? Freedom is the opportunity for you to make decisions for yourself. Do you know what that means? That is not the decision of APC. This is not the decision of Nigeria where you vote and it doesn't count. Freedom is the power for you to make decisions by yourself, to have your dignity. So therefore, what is it that you can pay, that you can give, that will be enough? Nothing is enough. There is no price that is enough for freedom. Therefore, pay your tithe. Pay your contribution. Ensure that you are free. Now, I also want to remind you that Nigeria is not for us, of course. We all know that. But most importantly, we do not have any trust in the Nigerian system, especially their own court. We do not have any trust in the Nigerian court. It is not serving the interest of the people. Can you imagine that the person who is sitting on the judgment seat against Nnamdi Kanu is someone that is even the husband stole billions, over 20 billion naira, that the husband and son are being prosecuted for? And what gave her the moral justification to be a judge and sit over the case of an innocent man, Nnamdi Kanu, which is why she is making a mess. Bintanyako is her name, and she's making a mess of herself. Therefore, the call is for her to step down and have some sort of dignity, so that whatever happens to her husband, she will know that she made the right choice. She made the right decision. That she made the right decision. Now, I want to also bring your attention to the fact that Nigeria government did not start their rascality today. I want to bring that to your attention. that Nigeria government is not even interested in bringing solution to your problems. Now, you know what is happening in Enugu State. Peter Mba wants to give the whole Enugu to terrorists. And when you look back, the time of Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, you find out that every governor, every Enugu State governor that comes in must go to Nimbo. They must go to Ozowani. And what do they go there to do? To take pictures. Just like the governor of Enugu State did the other day, to take pictures. The governor of Enugu State is fast walking himself to be in the level of hopeless Uzodimma. Fast walking himself to be in the same category as Hope Uzodimma. These are people who have no plans of solving your problems. Their plans are creating more challenges for you, more problems for you, creating death, creating bad roads. If there is any good road, they go, they bring tipper, they dig. Tell you they are digging for pole and for this and for that, and at the end of the day, they leave that road worse than it was. Take your land away from you. Make sure that you do not have constant supply of electricity, because if you have constant supply of electricity, you will develop. You will not wait for the government to develop your land. You will develop your land. Therefore, they bring in EEDC. Therefore, they bring in EEDC to make sure that you do not develop. The job of EEDC is to restrict your development, to restrict your advancement, to restrict, make sure that they said they will turn Lagos into, they will give Lagos a special status. Make sure that you do not create a special status for yourself. That is the job of EEDC, to stifle anything that looks like progress. That is EEDC. So they are bringing these people in to ensure. Look at Enugu State bringing terrorists in, giving them the land of the people for them to live in, for them to live in. Before you know it, they are calling themselves Fulani Igbo. That is what Peter Mba is there to do. And let me tell you something. Forget the 3 days fasting and prayer that the ex-governor of Enugu State did at Nimbo. Forget the 3 days fasting and prayer. Your problems will be solved by you. Our problems will be solved by ourselves. The day we rise up, the day we say enough is enough, enough becomes enough. Enough becomes enough. So what are your plans? They have their own plans. Every single day you see their plans unfolding. They have their own plans. What is your own plan? I'm sure your own plan is not 3 days of fasting. If these people who were fasting, if they did their job as chief security officers as they are supposed to do, we won't be talking about insecurity anywhere in Biafra land today, because insecurity is government sponsored. The insecurity in Biafra land is government sponsored. Therefore, if you also live up to your expectation and take self-defense as #1 responsibility, then you will see the difference it will make in your life. You have IPOB number, call IPOB. Call IPOB, call and inform on the development in your area. Unless you are not interested in the development in your area, unless even if you are in America. Those who are in America are even worse because they have been mentally conquered. That is why you can only be in America and not think of your people. That means you have been conquered, totally conquered. Therefore, Stand up and live up to your responsibility. I understand that some people are afraid. I remember having a conversation few days ago with one of our brothers, and he was angry, telling me about the court process that he was part of. The Nigerian courts ensuring that they frustrate our people for doing nothing illegal. The Nigerian courts, and these are also our people who are called by names like us. These are people who are called by name like us. Who will open their eyes? It is you and I. It is you and I. Do not be afraid. There is absolutely nothing they can do. Do not be afraid. I read this thing somewhere some time ago that perhaps this life we are living is actually the dream. That when we die, we now wake up. So nobody is going to leave this earth alive. Nobody. Nobody. And there is no problem that came and stayed. You see the way, what's his name? Prince Harry. Is it Harry? Those guys, I don't know their names. I don't know their. Do they know me? If they know me, then maybe I should know them. But they don't know me, so I don't know their names. So he's in Nigeria now. I read on the news that he came to Nigeria. He's going to leave. And when biara toro. And when biara to. So he must also leave. After his 3 days walking visit or whatever he said he came for, he will also leave. So there is absolutely every responsibility on you, on us. These people are not there to save us. Nobody will save you. One of the greatest errors is to think that somebody will save you. Nobody. Or maybe because you think, oh, there are not enough options. I don't have enough options. Listen, you have enough. And you are enough. You have enough options and you are enough. Don't let anybody ever put you down. Don't let anybody ever make you feel like you are incompetent, that you cannot do the job. Look at me. I am here on radio. I don't know anything about radio. I never went for any sort of training. These people you listen to every day on your radio stations, they went through radio. They have a building properly structured for them. But we are doing even better job more than them. We are recognized all over the world. And they are not. You see, therefore there is nothing you cannot do. They say the people have gathered, the people are one, therefore there is nothing whatever so they put their mind in to do, they will achieve. There is nothing impossible for them to do, something like that. Whatever you put your mind to do, especially when you have been opportune to find like-minded people, there is no reason for you to be afraid. Or what are you afraid of? There is no reason. No reason. We are the ones who wake our people up. We force them to wake up. Especially if they are doing what is affecting us, we force them to wake up. Because our responsibility to ourselves is to take care of the things we love. I'm sure you listened to Onyendo's wife. And one of the days when she was here, she spoke about it. She spoke about the need to take care of IPOB that you say you love. If she said it in a way that if somebody plants a flower and leaves, and you love the person, what do? You take care of the flower. And today I am telling you the same thing. Take care of what you love. Take care of what you love. You know what care is? Nigeria is supposed to care for you. Nigeria is supposed to care for you. That is what they are supposed to do. Care is when you already see a problem before it comes. You've already seen it. It's like taking care of your child. You already, before a child expects pampers, you already have pampers available. Before your child expects school fees, you already have school fees available. If you don't have it because of the economic situation, you have been making effort to have it for a long time before that child even realizes, hey, I actually need school fees. You have children. Do you love them enough to stand up, fight, and give your life for them? And this is the problem black people have. The wickedness that we see today in the society started from the family. People don't even defend their children. They don't know how to defend their children. And SARS happened and everybody walked away. Everybody walked away. Everybody walked away. But you must remember that nobody benefits from life more than they are willing to give life. As much as you can give life, that is what life will give to you. As much as we offer to life is what life will offer to us. That is what life will offer to us. Yesterday we were here having a conversation about discouraging our people from joining the army. At this point in time, do people even need to be discouraged from joining the army? People are supposed to know. Yet, it is a responsibility that we have to do. Why? Because everybody is not as strong as you are. Everybody is not as strong as I am. And we must be able to rally together to help ourselves. We must find the responsibility to ourselves as something that must come as priority. The responsibility to our nation. You cannot love yourself if you cannot love your nation, your people. If you cannot take care of your community, you cannot take care of yourself. Forget any other thing. You can have billions. If you cannot take care of your community, then you will have no impact. That means your billions will just be useless. I remember this story of what's his name, Escobar. I'm not talking about Tinubu, the Escobar in the, what do you call it again, Aso Rock. No, I'm not talking about that Escobar. I'm talking about the main Escobar. I read somewhere that he once burnt millions of dollars because of code. He needed to keep his daughter safe. He needed the daughter to feel warm. So he had a stash of money. You know Escobar, the famous drug dealer. So you know, being a drug dealer, you deal with cash. So you have stashes of cash everywhere. According to a report I read, he was making over $3 billion every year. So, and that money is some money he cannot even account for. So what will he do with it except stash them? So one day it was so cold he had to bring out a stash of dollars, good money, millions, and then he burnt it. Why? For his daughter to feel warm. This is what care is. This is what you sacrifice, everything sacrificable for your people. You remember Onyendo's words. Therefore, Enugu, we must do whatever we can. We must sacrifice anything sacrificable to make sure that Enugu is safe, to make sure that our people are safe, to make sure that Olu is safe, to make sure that the entire Biafra land is safe. Because life will not give to you what you have not sown. Life's benefit is directly proportional to your commitment. The reason why we are safe today, we can go to farm, plant, we can even encourage people to plant, is because ESN is paying the price. ESN is paying the price, and IPOB leadership, DOS, are heavily paying the price. The burden of freedom is not easy. Therefore, life's benefit is directly proportional to your commitment. And because of their commitment, today we can go to the farm. Today we can talk about the development of the Biafran people. Today we can talk about the development of our race. Because of their commitment, somebody is making that sacrifice for you. Therefore, if you are in Nimbo, if you are in Ozowani, if you are in any part of Biafra land and you see something going wrong, call the leadership. Get information today. No, even when you call, you don't even say your name. You say, what is it called again? Anonymous. Not that anonymous that is there behaving like pastors. You know pastors. Not every pastor. Those ones who do prophecy. Not every pastor. There are pastors who don't have time for cock and bull story. There are those who they cannot they cannot do anything without cock and bull story. So you look at events happening, you look at things happening as they unfold, and the next thing you use it to because when you look at history, you can tell where today is, right? When you look at today, you can tell where tomorrow is going to. If you become a pastor, let me tell you, it's easy to prophesy. This is okay, whether you're a pastor or not. If you want to see somebody and prophesy to the person, just learn the person's past. Look at the person, what the person is going through today, and you can be able to tell the person something about tomorrow. There's this famous psychologist. He was bedridden for years, for a long time, and during his bedridden, people were coming. He's the only son with girls, and then he'll be there watching them because his brain was still functional, but his entire body was not. He couldn't even speak. On that bed where it was seen as deathbed, that was how he learned human body language. That was where he learned body language. He can tell you what is wrong with you, and he became a therapist, a famous therapist. He can tell you what is wrong with you just by the way you walk. Just by the way you walk. Just a little thing that is people can't even see. He will tell you, this is what is wrong with you. You are sick. This is the sickness. Oh, you are stressed. This is it. I'm not talking about in Africa. I'm talking about a country where a time when life was good. Just by your facial expressions, he can tell what is happening in your life. So now back to the issue of Nigeria. Look at how Nigeria is taking care of you and tell me if you feel loved. Tell me, do you feel loved? Insecurity in Nigeria is getting out of hand, and Nigeria army cannot be trusted. The Nigeria army cannot be trusted. It cannot be trusted at all, at all, at all. At all, at all, at all. Let me remind you of this news from Reuters, which says more women describe enduring forced abortions in Nigeria Army program. These are those that are supposed to protect you, and somebody is telling you to get recruited into the army. You don't punch the person on the face. Somebody is telling you recruit into the army. People who are forcefully aborting pregnancies of your sisters. The army that terrorists are recruited into. Rather than to give you job, rather than to provide jobs for you, they are taking your land to bring terrorists that will kill you. And those of you that will not die in the hands of the terrorists, they want you to go into the army so that the army will, the terrorists in Sambisa will kill you, or your fellow army will kill you. Insecurity in Nigeria is getting out of hand, and Nigeria army cannot be trusted. They said even a terrorist who they recruit into the army can become your president tomorrow. Why then are people still looking for Nigeria? Whether it is a Nigeria of whatever consequence, it will not serve your interest. And yesterday, the landlord visited their tenants. Yesterday, the landlord visited the tenants. One of the owners of Nigeria yesterday visited their farm, their business center. Prince Harry and Meghan, his wife, they are in Nigeria for a 3-day tour. In Nigeria. They are touring Nigeria, and they are promoting, mental health? They are promoting mental health in a country where the US government says is too insecure for its citizens. That is where they came to promote mental health. My question is to Larry, Harry or Larry, whatever he's called. My question to him is, if you want people to be well, isn't it you first of all handle the foundation of the problem? Is that not the case? You go to the foundation. If you want to solve any problem, you go to the foundation. You don't come to Nigeria and say, oh, people are committing suicide on a daily, the number is rising, oh, the army, they are injured, they have no program that helps them to facilitate a proper transition. But you are not asking, how did they get into the mess they have gotten themselves into? How? Let's look at this news from ABC News. It says Prince Harry, Meghan arrive in Nigeria to champion the Invictus Games. Now, the Invictus Games is a game that Harry formulated. Now, let me read this for you. It says Prince Harry and his wife Meghan are in Nigeria to champion the Invictus Game, which he founded to aid the rehabilitation of wounded and sick service members and veterans. There are certain things that can work, but not in Nigeria. How do you rehabilitate a Boko Haram member? How? Now, it says Abuja, Nigeria. Prince Harry and his wife arrived in Nigeria amid pomp and dancing on Friday to champion mental health for young people affected by conflict and to promote the Invictus Game, which the prince founded to aid the rehabilitation of wounded and sick service members and veterans. Now, I'm going to leave it here. Now, you want to rehabilitate somebody who was part of the men and women who forced abortions on women, who carried out forced abortions on women. You think you can rehabilitate such people? Or you want to rehabilitate those people in Sambisa Forest recruited into the army, and before they were recruited into the army, they abducted over 300 girls from Chibok. And today, a great number of them are still missing. Or are you talking about the recent abductions? Is that what you are talking about? Who are you? How will you do that job? There are things you cannot do in Nigeria. But anyway, I'm not sure he's serious about it, because if he's serious about rehabilitation, then he would know that the foundation of Nigeria, his grandparents, his ancestors are the cause of this thing that he wants to rehabilitate. And he must start there. He must start in number 10 Downing Street. He must start in Buckingham Palace. He must start there. That is where the cause of the problem is. So, to his wife, Meghan, I say, welcome home, Meghan. After all, she said she's 43% Nigeria. My question to Meghan is, where is the remaining 57%? I want to know. Where is the remaining 57%? It reminds me of this interview. It reminds me of this interview. You go, you pass, for instance, an exam. You come back home, you say, Daddy, I passed. I got 80%, I got 90%. Your Igbo father will look at you and say, oh, where is the remaining 5%? Where is the remaining 5? But in this case, I'm asking Meghan, the remaining 57%, because Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is just a contraption, and there is no Nigerian. So if you are saying 43% Nigerian, you must bear in mind that there is no Nigerian. This is what those who founded Nigeria said, that there is no Nigerian. No Nigerian. The way you have a British, the way you are a British, the way you have Scottish, the way those who founded Nigeria told us that this is how they founded Nigeria in this manner, that there is no Nigerian. So 43% Nigerian, there is nobody that is Nigerian. But I say welcome home, because It shows that you have a relationship with us. That is why. But relationship works when you see the difference. When, if for instance, this visit in Nigeria, they came to tell the person in Asorok that, hey, people are dying. Hey, it is enough. But I am sure that before you come to Nigeria to talk about those who are managing the farm that your ancestors set up, you must have spoken to your ancestors and to your parents. So I want to know the difference your visit will make. I wonder if it will change the price of Gary. I wonder if it will change the price of petrol, fuel. I wonder the difference his visit will make, if not to encourage our people to go and be recruited into the army and die serving for Britain. Do you know the history of those black people who helped fighting for the World War, who helped America? Do you know that when black people fought for America, helped get the independence America is enjoying today, do you know that those people they fought as slaves? Do you know? And even after fighting, they remained slaves. Did you know? After fighting for America, where they said it is a country for the free and the what, do you know that they still remain slaves? That declaration, all man is free, did not apply to the black people. Black people also had to fight and fight and fight. Why then do you have people like these great freedom movements? Why then do you have them? Even today, black people in America are still not free. You have Black Lives Matter. If your life matter, you wouldn't need to say it. You wouldn't need to tell anybody. Who are you telling that your life matter? And today they want you to also fight for the same thing. Don't we learn? Don't we learn? I wonder if their visit will change the price of Gary. Is the Nigeria army even living up to expectation? It says here in this Reuters report, testimonies from 2 women who said they started bleeding heavily after getting pills and injections are similar to accounts of more than 30 other women and girls who described having their pregnancies forcibly terminated by the military. They come as Nigeria's Human Rights Commission holds hearing on a Reuters investigation that revealed a secret abortion scheme aimed at women abducted and raped by Islamist militants. So basically, the Islamist militants who abduct and rape these people, Nigeria army will remove the pregnancies when they get pregnant. You can imagine these are people that they are talking about rehabilitating. How do you rehabilitate such people? Terrorists in uniform. How do you rehabilitate such people? How do you rehabilitate? Anyway, they are giving us a topic for discussion, and they are coming to wake you up. If their flights to and fro, doing all of these things, if all these efforts they are putting, if you that is somewhere in Ebony State, somewhere in Abakaleke, if you cannot wake up, I don't know what will wake you up. If you cannot ask yourself, these people that are, what is it that they are benefiting? What is it that, one of the problems is that they made our people poor and uneducated. Poor and uneducated. Therefore, I saw this woman from Ebony State that was being interviewed in one of those programs they do. What is it called? Content creation they do, where they talk a lot of trash. And this guy was asking the woman. He was asking the woman questions about. I'll remember. I'll tell you. The woman did not even know what it was. Yes, he said to her, do you know clitoris? And she said, yes, I know. And he said, do you have it? She said, no, I don't have it because but I have seen it. I have seen people, it comes in different colors, it comes in green, it comes in this. Not only that woman, and this interview was being conducted at somewhere in Adamawa, but this woman is from Ebony State. She said, I have just arrived from Ebonyi State. I have just arrived. So, but I know it. That is why I don't have it. But and these are the people that when you see people Ekperima is speaking, you think it is people that are listening to him. Because this is where the Nigeria government, the government that was founded by Prince Harry, the government that was founded by Prince Harry, not personally, not him personally, but his family. He is part of his family. He cannot deny what his family is doing, as he hasn't ever stood up one day to condemn the forceful amalgamation of the people called Nigeria, or condemn the illegal incarceration of his own citizen, a British citizen that is supposed to be his brother. For instance, in Nigeria, when you go abroad and see a Nigerian, you say, oh, my brother. Nnamdi Kanu is his brother. A British citizen like him. In DSS dungeon. But he is going to the army who are busy killing people. I was watching it and I saw the Ogene music and Kola Nuts that they were playing on the background of channels airing. The channel aired it, and I was asking myself, why did these people come? Did they come for the Ogene music and for the Kola Nuts? I have no idea. I am asking questions and telling him where to look. Because already anyway, he knows where to look. Will he claim unaware that a fellow British citizen is illegally held in DSS dungeon? No. The point is that Nigeria is in a deep mess. That is the point I'm trying to make. Nigeria is in deep mess, and there is too much side attractions happening in Nigeria. Every single day, the government is bringing a new side attraction. Every single day, either they are hosting people for them to speak bad against those who are working for them, or they are recruiting terrorists. These are the jobs of the Nigeria government and their agents. So what exactly is his point in coming to this place that is a deep mess? This place that the US government is advising their citizens, hey, don't go to Nigeria. This place that so many countries are advising their citizens do not go to. And he came with his wife. I personally think that I'm asking myself, how can the Nigeria army even protect them? Seeing that the Nigeria army can't even protect themselves against the ragtag Fulani terrorists. They can't protect themselves. How many Nigeria army officials, I'm talking about high-ranking officials, killed by terrorists? How many of them? Is Harry going to speak to those who Nigeria army killed at Okwama? How about mental health for those people? They killed over 70 people at Okwama. They blockaded the community for weeks. For weeks. For weeks. The landlord, he has come to speak to his tenant, to speak to Tinubu and the rest of them, and Nigeria army. The terrorist in uniform. Let Nigeria army not collude and kidnap him. Let them not collude and kidnap. After all, they say the Nigeria army colludes. They collude with terrorists. That's what a retired army general said. That is what. Let them not collude and kidnap him. After kidnapping them, they will now be asking them for them to pay them ransom, and maybe give them cartons of Indomie, give them what is that medicine that they're drinking? Is it Benylin? Is it, what is it called again? That medicine they drink so that they get high. That's a cough syrup. You know those guys, they like it too much. They always, anytime they kidnap somebody, they're asking for Benylin. They're asking for porridge. They're asking for what is it called again? Indomie. They're asking for rice and beans and the money. Anyway, I'm sure he understands that this is the state of Nigeria. I think Nigeria army chiefs should attend that mental health school instead of disturbing reasonable people all the time. They are the ones who should be attending that. They are the ones who should be attending, and let us see what is really wrong with these people. The leadership, all of them, the governors, the presidents, the senators, they need a mental examination. Let us know what is wrong with them. Charles, what is his name? Harry should take them to Britain where they have good hospitals, because Nigeria doesn't have any good hospital. Take them to Britain and have a mental evaluation done on them. Look at this news from Sahara Reporters. It says electricity tariff hike. Since Tinubu doesn't have ear problem like Buhari, he should listen to Nigerians. Remove power minister, lawyer Inibehe Efyong. Now, this news, I just wanted to tell you this news because it is funny. Not really because, I mean, even if you like remove power minister, it will not make any difference in Nigeria. You see, Nigeria, remove power minister, it will not make any difference in Nigeria. You can believe that power minister, if he made a decision that is wrong, the president will say, this, we will not implement this. But that is not the case, because the person on top is there doing nothing. He is a man on top doing nothing, according to what one politician said, one South African politician said, a man on top doing nothing. Every day they are hiking prices. They are hiking the prices, and they are making jokes of your life. They are making jokes. Look at in Rivers State. It says armed police take over Rivers House of Assembly quarters amid rift with Governor Fubara. This is what you have in Nigeria. Power's torso. This is all. They are not there to serve the interests of the people. They are there to serve themselves. Now you understand why the army is useless. It says here, APC tackles Governor Fubara. Your declaration that Rivers Assembly doesn't exist is illegal, contradicts Constitution. But this APC doesn't even know the law. They don't even know Constitution. Their own law said release Nnamdi Kanu, and they kept quiet, and they said no. These are people coming out to tell you Constitution. Whereas court restrains Speaker 24 Rivers Assembly members from parading themselves as lawmakers. This is according to Sahara Reporters. This is Nigeria, where nothing works. Nothing works. But IPOB is here to make sure that things work. IPOB is here to make sure that things work in Biafra land. In Biafra land. Now, let's listen to this press release from IPOB, and then we open up the line. We have a conversation.
Media. Press release, May 4th, 2024. IPOB will chase EDC from their offices for failing to provide adequate electricity in the southeast or exit the region. Following the abysmal power supply from Monica offers Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EDC, in the southeast, we, the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by the indomitable leader Nnamdi Kanu, calls on EDC to provide adequate electricity in the southeast or exit the region for reliable companies to take over. EDC is defrauding her consumers with exorbitant electricity bills without supplying the power. The company has refused to give her consumers prepaid electricity meters, but keeps giving illegal estimated bills. In many communities in the southeast, EDC gives community bills running in the hundreds of thousands of naira. Whether the light was provided or not, any village that didn't pay the illegal estimated bills will have the irregular light supply disconnected. Communities buy their own power transformers and electricity cables, at the same time pay corrupt EDC company to link power to the community. Afterwards, EDC will build the same village for the same power supply. EDC dismantled some communities' faulty transformers for repairs and maintenance, but fails to return it for years, some 10 years and some 5 years till date. Those transformers were not restored nor seen. Emeka Offor and his company, EDC Cup, has full, and we are going to show them that people are owners of the region and they are reaping Indigbo off with abysmal power supply and exorbitant bills. How can our people be paying for lights they did not consume? How wicked is EDC and its management? IPOB calls on EDC to stop defrauding our people or exit the southeast region or provide lights to the citizens. Surprisingly, the Anambra State Governor, Prof. Chukwuma Charles Soludo, on March 25, 2023, signed MOU and paid a contract sum of over N100B to Emeka Offor and his dubious EDC to supply 24 hours light in Anambra State. After 1 year payment of over N100 billion to EDC for steady light, Anambra State is still in darkness. EDC has not provided 6 hours of steady light in a day, let alone 24 hours light. Through this fraudulent arrangement, huge sums of undisclosed sum in excess of 100 billion naira from Anambra State Treasury fraudulently changed hands between Emeka Offor and government of Anambra State. Till date, the government of Anambra State has failed, neglected, and refused to make public the details and terms of this MOU, despite repeated demands from the stakeholders. The fact that the details of the said MOU is shrouded in secrecy left much to be desired. Governor Chukwuma Soludo should have known that Emeka Offor is not a person to be trusted. Governor Soludo is being intimidated and threatened not to talk about the money or risk losing his second term bid by Emeka Offor, who is the anointed son of the Fulani Caliphate. Prophet Charles Soludo is blindly taking Anambra government back to the dark days of godfatherism by his evil alliance with Emeka Offor. After the previous government of Senator Chris Ngega delivered Anambra State from devilish political godfathers, Prophet Chukwuma Soludo should wake up before it's too late. The Southeast power distribution was sold to the Fulani anointed son, so that through him they will keep the Southeast underdeveloped, since no meaningful development can thrive without reliable and efficient power supply. EDC is a satanic force of underdevelopment sent by the Fulani Caliphate to frustrate industrialization of Biafra land. The power sector in Nigeria has been decentralized and liberalized. That means states, local government, and private companies can generate and distribute their own light. It becomes imperative that the forces of darkness in the southeast called EDC must be shown the exit door. The abysmal and unavailable power supply from EDC will frustrate economic activities and industrialization of Biafra land. EDC therefore must be kicked out. EDC, Iwata Iwelu Destruction Company, is the greatest economic sabotage against the people of the entire southeast region. Firstly, under the EDC, Iwata Iwelu Destruction Company, the entire southeast has been thrown into repeated and unending blackouts because of poor distribution of power infrastructure. Secondly, our people are repeatedly billed and forced to pay exorbitant prices for the light that they never consume. Failure to pay the outrageous bills usually attracts severe physical harm, molestations, and arrests. Lastly, EDC indebtedness to the Transmissions Company of Nigeria, TCN, to over N12 billion, led to TCN restricting EDC from using some of their facilities in Enugu. As it stands, EDC is struggling with corporate integrity issues and liquidity to run her operations. The pertinent question to ask is EDC has the capacity to distribute adequate electricity to the southeast with her grossly insufficient budget? It is obvious that EDC is fully aware of her limited capacity to deliver steady power, yet they keep going around the southeast, defrauding and extorting the governors and citizens in the name of power supply. The federal government has deregulated the power sector. Monopoly in the power sector is over. It is either Emeka Offor and his EEDC provides regular power or is kicked out of the southeast. IPOB will welcome any company that will invest in power generation generation and distribution to quicken the industrialization and development of the Southeast. IPOB is calling for steady lights in the region by EDC. If they continue with the abysmal light supply in the Southeast, IPOB will have no option than to shut down EDC offices in the Southeast in the shortest possible time. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB.
Welcome back to Radio Biafra. This is Sunrise on Radio Biafra 102.1 FM. You can now call in and be part of this conversation. The line to call is +27 78 0645457. I repeat, the number to call is +27 78 0645457. As I wait for your call, there is a call coming in. Let me see this caller. Otuto Mamazi, Ndewo, you are to Radio Biafra. Please introduce yourself and go. Okay, I have lost this caller. Let me see if I can. Okay. While I wait for calls to come in, let me update us on this information. It is important.
And IPOB does not belong to me. Biafra does not belong to me. It doesn't belong to my family. It belongs to all of us.
Yes.
Mazindewo, Otutoma, you're welcome to Sunrise. Please introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo. Hello, Mazi. Hello, Mazi. Are you called? And I'm not sure. Are you hearing me? Mazi, are you hearing me? Okay, please go ahead. Introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo, Mazi.
Thank you. Greetings to you. My beloved brothers and sisters, Chukwokikabiama remains our strength, and we must continue on the right side of the truth. My name is Hugo. I'm calling from the land of Biafra. Yes, Mazi. You see, the activities of the evil agents in our land, Biafran land, to frustrate the masses, we are telling the evildoers that whatever you do today, this generation is trying to tell you that we will bring it back to your children, because some of you may die because of your atrocity, the consequences of the evil things you commit. You may somehow try to kill yourself, but we are trying to tell you that your children, great-grandchildren, we will give it to them back to back. We will not allow them to rest. As the law of karma is giving them the wages of your evil work, we also will remind the law of karma, the part which they fell to. Because of evil work, we also will remind the law of karma continue to do the part which they fell to. You will continue to do wrong in supporting the generation. We remind the law of karma continue to do the part which you fell to. The geological evil in supporting the generation. We remind the law of karma continue to do the part which you fell to. The geological evil in supporting the generation. We remind the law of karma continue to do the part which you fell to. The geological evil upon time your generation. We remind the law of karma continue to do the part which you do something to it. You are not going to do that. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The reason why you die, you do something to it. You are not going to do something right. The rea Thank you.
Keep working on Cabineto. You, as an IPOB member, kindly touch that woman. Ask her. Keep working on Cabineto. Oh, madam, or guy, you get to you don't worry, member. Just kindly touch that woman. Ask her. Or madam, or guy. Therefore, a tax that is for you to pay. Therefore, a tax that is for you. Therefore, a tax that is make sure you are able to submission, my lord, before you cut me off. All our members, IPOB family members who live in Port Harcourt, who live in Abuja, and who live in Lagos. There are radio stations in Lagos. Every day they call and ask them this question. You don't want to talk so that they will not kill you. Even IPOB family member. Even you that say you love my want to talk so that they will not kill you. Can't you do that one? Hide their number and call IPOB family member. They will not know that say you love my want to talk so that they will not kill you. Another one that one, hide their number and call IPOB family member. That you have achieved that say you love my voice so that they will not kill you. Another one that one, hide their number and call IPOB family member. They will not know that say you love my voice so that they will not kill you. Another one that one, hide their number and call IPOB family member. They will not know that say you love my voice so that they will not kill you. Is going to be the hardest work on earth. In Aba, there are radio stations. In Port Harcourt, there are radio stations. In Nigeria, there are radio stations. Telling you why a man pursuing his wife, you call and you put your mouth. You know, if you took matter for the killings and for the houses they are burning down. A bag of cement is sold for 7,000. Do you think all those houses that hope of them are burned down can be rebuilt again? Do you know those families that their house has been burned down? Do you think they can rebuild those houses again? It is not possible in this Nigeria today. Therefore, as an IPOB family member, as an Igbo man that have repented to join IPOB today, our message to you is do something for the struggle. Thank you, my Lord.
Thank you very much, Mazi. You still didn't tell us your name, but okay. Thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We need to learn this lesson and contribute in whichever way that we can. Let me see if I have been able to answer this caller. I could not answer this caller, but then the line is still open. You can call and be part of this conversation. The last caller was speaking about this is, you know, when you read our history, you find out that they say our ancestors, the British could not even understand their warfare. Like they could read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British could not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like the British were not even understand their warfare. Everybody, the reason read our history, you find out that a particular way to hold them, it was like
Nigeria. Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, have done everything that in his name will be written on the gold forever on the earth. When you see any African human being, especially from Nigeria, that he claims to be that opened his eyes up to this time and saw what our leader have seen, that claims to be opened his eyes up to this time. You know, when somebody saw what our leader have seen, he just like a man up to this time. You know, when somebody saw what our leader have seen, he just like a man you know, when somebody saw what our leader have seen, he just like a man you know, when somebody saw what our leader have seen, just like Wike, the Fulani have seen him as a winning tools to destroy their people. Just like what is happening in Imo State and what is about to happen in Enugu State. All these people are very, very serious to destroy their people. And that is why they are black people. Black people in Nigeria. When somebody how can you destroy your people for your enemy? Is a big question. How can somebody destroy his people, kill his people for his enemy? And the enemy knows them as their enemy. These people know Wike as their enemy. Very, very serious. Fulani know Opposition as one of his enemy. And then you know all of these them at their southeast evil enemy as their enemy. Fulani know to destroy their enemy. very, very soon you see that Channel people and you and they know all these them and they forgot. Even when they had a from the story very, very soon you see that Channel people and you know all these them and they forgot. Even when they had a from the story very, that is how we saw that and you know and they forgot even that is how we saw and you forgot from that will help you where you are. Who are there by them? The unborn generation will also connect from what you've done as a present then. But in the black race, it's nothing. Nobody is asking questions from the past, from the history. Whenever you are there, whenever you're in position to see money, you carry the whole money, you run away and go and pack it to the white people. And the white people are laughing you. A laughing stock is a black people, especially in Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem of Africa. The worst place on earth is Nigeria. And if you go to Nigeria, you can see the wicked and the wicked evil people from Igbo land. People are benefiting by destroying people. And after all the whole thing, we die. We clear that people. Thank you, Mansi. Thank you, Mansi Sochima, for your work. And those people who are human beings, I always say that black people, few people are human beings. A lot of them are criminals, and it was made by Britain, and they are allied. Thank you. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's very well said. Thank you and thank you. I remember one of our brothers, one of our comrades sent me voice notes yesterday reminding me that this recruitment of people into the army, of black people, let me say specifically black people into the army, is not just a Nigerian thing. If you look at internationally how France and Britain, especially France, if you look at how they were busy recruiting people, asking our people to come and join them and be part of it. Asking our people, it's been a while, since 10 years now, happening.
Sochima, Mbanali. My name remains Mazi Obasi Ejikeme. I'm calling from Present Land of Biafra. Biafra is our religion. On this Haro platform is where we worship. Eze Chukwu Kuka Biama. Chukwu kele nna ha, Chukwu kele anyị tinye anyị n'ara. Oh, Chukwu ahụ ka anyị na worship. Our leader remains Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Ahmadike one of Biafra land. The only man who stand up and eziokwu na-ekwu ya. Oya ka anyị na-asị Chukwu okuka abịa ma gọzie unu niile. We are Biafran, we are not Nigerian. We, our father was forced with gun and bread to answer Nigeria against their will. And the people are visiting. Telling you that you should do what? Try not to separate or try not to speak to go. You know, people are tired of Nigerian, but all this is small. Look at those. Look at the age of people who came to Nigeria and tell what to do. To tell you that Nigeria is just a shithole said by a former American president. See, great Biafran, as we are moving forward, remember this. Those who feed you are those who are going to control you. Don't allow evil politicians to feed you, Biafrans. Don't allow them to feed you, because they will control you. They will tell you what to do. So we must go back to farms, doing what we're supposed to do as a people. As Peter Mba telling our people that he will do everything in college, Enugu youth to join the killers, to go to Airy Grove called Nigerian military gangs. And Igbo people join Nigerian army. You are going to meet your ancestors. You know that. So run away from this. If these people are doing something, why not recruiting them to NMPC? Why not recruiting them to all this in number one in zoo, managing by Fulanis or army? They want our people to continue dying. We said no to it. Be wise, Yomu Igbo. Be wise, the people of Biafra. Be wise. We have died enough. Please stay away from this. EDDC is something. We are talking about them. You know, when people come out to defend EDDC, they have failed to understand that we are here living with them in Biafra land. Who can come and defending them? We are seeing it. Since 1960 till today, people are coming, telling us that IPOB is this. IPOB is trying to tell them that you people are not doing what you people supposed to do. You people are the agent of demons working against your own people. That is EDDC for you. So if these people, Emeka Ofo, wanted to do something, he know. IPOB has already said it all. If you don't want to provide light for our people, pack your things and leave. Pack your things. This extortion is too much. It's too much. From all angles, we are buying water. No running water in the zoo. No running water in the Biafra land. No electricity. No good road. No quality education. Nothing. Tell me what you can be proud of the zoo now. Only killing. Extorting us. Extorting our mothers who go to farm and bring vegetable and go and sell. They are coming back. You stop them in their keke, collecting money from them. Is it what we are going to continue? Telling me what we have achieved from this one Nigerian people are defending. Telling me, is every politician in our land? You see these religious leaders who are supporting them, pray for them, collecting money from us, defending this evil that's going on in our land. It's evil politicians and the religious leaders. These two organizations must deal with it. It's better, all of them starting telling ourselves, our people the truth, that Nigeria can never, on this planet Earth, even if all the angels in heaven come down to rule Nigeria, Nigeria is not for Igbo people. Nigeria is not for good ones, only demons. You know, in Nigeria, people who are celebrating the children of demons, which you call the children of politicians, who are steering everything dry, running away from. You say Nigeria is good. Why are you sending your own children abroad? Why? Stay here with us. Stay here with us so that we can see it. You are with us. But you created insecurity, created everything, created all this quagmire, and you send your children out of the land, go to where good people build very well. But you are stealing our money, sending it to abroad. You want us to be happy with you. Great Biafran, the area is better. Telling ourselves the truth. Wherever you are, forget about us. Anakwa mgbe pụtara je kwuru ofu ihe n'ọnụ ọ dịghị ka ọ dị aba ọ na-abakwa nwanne o nwere ihe ndị just gwa mmadụ eziokwu. Train yourself hard, telling people the truth about us, that we are the one who can separate ourselves, who can build a good society, who can benefit. Umbele mmadụ ma nnukwu mmadụ ma ị bụ Paul, onwere onye supposed ịbụ Paul now because ofu otu ahụ ka esi mụ ndị okenye, ka esi mụ anyị, ka esi mụ ndị gịnị ndị ahụ mkpọrọ onwe rich men, ka esi mụ poor people. If they say they are different, let them now not wearing cloth like us, like people who are saying they are sin on sin. I tell you, if I eat food, you eat. What make you different from me? Nothing. You stay here with me. If you say you are children or you are agent of God, go to God now. Leave us now. The 20 umu Biafrans. Somebody will come and save you here. No, nobody. Only you that in the land. Only you are present here, facing the bullet, facing down, facing all the evil politicians created. Because why we are suffering? Because evil British created this quagmire called Nigeria and handed it over to Fulanis. Fulani in control, picking all these maludas in our land to continue holding us down. Have you seen them talking about the extortion in the church? No, politicians will not say that. They will keep quiet because what? They are working together to destroy our land.
Yeah.
Great Biafrans support ESN, say no to evil. Whenever you say evil, when you see your fellow human, if you know that thing that if somebody did it to you, it will hurt you. Please don't do it to your fellow human, because no animal can come and develop our land. No animal can come and defend us.
Yeah.
Only us as a human. If you love your own people, who will be the same people with them, we will go in and do everything we're supposed to do. Live like Nwachukwu, we don't ready for a good work. Every time you are coming to teach our people, telling our people the truth about this life.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Somebody just reminded me that somebody who has been calling consistently, I'm going to see if I can answer his call now. He just reminded me that what the other caller said about people calling Nigeria radio stations consistently, in as much as this caller called, I mean, all callers here call, showing when somebody calls, you can even identify, say, oh, this is who is calling. Okay, this is our brother, because they call consistently. Most people who call here call consistently, and they have information that they are relaying to you. Now, calling Nigeria radio with hidden number, I was just reminded that Nigeria is not, it doesn't even work. I was just reminded, I haven't finished, but I was just reminded that Nigeria doesn't even work. You call with private number, they probably will even stop answering private numbers. They'll probably stop answering private numbers simply because they know, okay, once it's a private number, there is trouble. We are already at the end of this program already. But one of our regular callers who reminds me of what persistence is, Mazi Okechukwu, has been calling. So in as much as we have less than 3 minutes to go, I will give him the 3 minutes. Mazi Okechukwu, your radio is interfering. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and your opinion. And now we have 2 minutes. Please, 2 minutes.
Okay, so Mbanali, and the creator of the world, be with you till the end. Biafra, my name is Okechukwu, and I'm calling from Aba province, Biafra land. Let's go home. We are more than formidable. Biafra restoration is divine. Radio Biafra is where we call every Biafran on earth to come back home and worship their own God. I have with Chinek as a side, so that shame will be to other nations of the world. They want us to go into battle with them. But we are far more enlightened more than them, because and we damage the world. We are Biafrans yesterday, and we remain the children of our ancestors. We are not shaking. that Nnamdi. No scratch at all. He is completely innocent. And Great Tanyako is a corrupt judge. Her husband and her son are culprits in the Nigerian affairs. The Wubu governor, my Senate, she cannot use our leader's head to defend her family. And she is going to face the world. Great Tanyako, get prepared to go with IPOP to the World Court. You want to see that World Court on this earth. And Britain, get prepared. Tell the chicken, there's a money project since then. First Samuel chapter 13 and the same First Samuel chapter 14. War against the Philistines. Jonathan's daring deed and the defeat of the Philistines and the events after the battle. And the Saul disobeyed Samuel. And what happened? The kingdom was taken out from the Saul. Remain command and control. IPOP. Mangama Mbanali. Nazide the chicken, the same. Very formidable. Is Fulani, if you want to hear us, go to and is going to teach people a lesson. That is, and if you know you are an IPOP member, whatever you support, all you send to CAC. You want 10 billion. Thank God, and you send. Chance. We must go to that place and the couple is occupying. They cannot be our people there. Here in Biafra land, all the governors, should go and bring our leader out. We tell me that first, and then listen. Yeah, government from here, I cannot wait. See your hand over people must be safe for Chukwuka and the Biafra. Discovering a hunter has made a record on this planet where you will worship the real God. All your sins have been forgiven. Any threat of home, I will defend it. And don't panic. Come on, nothing the seller. We must get our people, our women, and our men will live in this land.
Okay, man.
Yeah, in this land.
Thank you.
Release our leader. Sochima, release our leader now. Britain is holding our leader. We are taking Britain to the highest court. Release our leader now is in there.
Okay.
And take your own Fulani back to your land. And then come, prepare, come back, develop your own land. And I will be the Mauko. Can I measure project and Yabu? Or to Tony and support this sons and no chinek. Take it to the stand up your grown up. I can't get with it. Oh, then I would open. I forget where they are churching. In Panga, with all our Oche, Okonko, France.
All hell Biafra. Thank you very much, Mazi. Wonderful. Thank you very much. This is where we will bring this program to an end. Thanks to every single person who has made this program what it is. This is our program. This is our contribution. Thanks to every single person who has contributed. And those who could not contribute, I thank you specially. There are those like this, our last caller, Mazi Okechukwu. He calls, if he starts calling here, if he starts calling here, and that is what I said about it reminds me every time I see him calling, it's like every other phone stops, his own becomes the only one that comes in, and it calls and calls and calls, and it shows me what consistency is. We must be consistent in what we are doing. We must keep pushing, because nobody will give us Biafra. Nobody is interested in your own problem, because everybody have their own problems. Everybody, they all have their own problems. Therefore, they are busy solving their own problems. You know, I used to walk down the road and I'm thinking, I'm thinking on my own and thinking. And then one day I asked myself, why are you thinking on the road? You know, you think people are looking at you. You think people are, observing you thinking. Why are you always having a conversation in your head when you are on your own, when you are walking, when you're with people? But then I realized that people really don't care because they are going through their own. They also have their own thing that they are thinking of. They also have their own conversation in their own head. So you must understand that people have their own issues and we must be able to solve our own. Thank you very much and do have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ndewo no Chineke.